the city crown. All right, let's move ahead and talk about the Eastern League, and this is competitive balance at its best. Bell, Garfield, where Lorenzo Hernandez has done a terrific job. Huntington Park, veteran coach there, Leroy Wilson. L.A. Jordan, rebuilding. Roosevelt, Southeast, who may have the best running back in the city. That's an argument we might have before this day's over. Robert Lewis is his name. And Southgate, which has struggled in recent years. Let's first talk about Bell High School. Frank Medina is the head football coach there, and he knows in his fifth year he has a very young football team.
You know what? We're kind of young and inexperienced, but we have a lot of talent on our team, and we have a lot of key returners that as long as they stay healthy, we're going to be pretty good.
We'll be pretty good, but the question is it going to be good enough?
Bell, I think this is a tough league. So we have a couple teams that are moving up to Division One. It still comes down to Garfield and Roosevelt, that game that you love to attend, Randy, and broadcast before thousands of people. And that's what it's going to come down to.
I want to give a shout out, though, to Keith Blackstone, who's this versatile guy, can be a running back, wide receiver, DB, that plays for the Bell Eagles. He's a big-time player.
And should be a big-time player. But as you say, you got to have more than just one. And for those kind of teams, if you're going to make the step forward to try and win a league and go beyond.
All right, it's time to talk about Garfield and Roosevelt. We'll start with Garfield and Lorenzo Hernandez, who's stepped it up. His schedule is much improved. He's playing the best teams in Southern California, but it's still always at Garfield about the rivalry.
Yeah, you know, it is special, and we got a great group of kids, and the kids understand that. We're a little beyond that, and I know it's hard for our fans to believe that, but we're a little beyond the classic. It's a game, it's a respectable opponent, and we just got to go out and win, and it has playoff implications, more so now because they are a Division I opponent, so it just puts a little bit, turns it up a notch, if you would.
We're mainly a running team. Sometimes we pass the ball, but we just like to run over teams, ground and pound all day.
I expect big things from my teammates. Everybody has to step it up like if they were seniors.
I'm going to try to win the city championship, and we're going to try to get our record better than last year. Well, not try. I'm pretty confident that we are. We have this thing that we always say within our team is believe. So a lot of these guys believe it. So I think we're going to have a good year this year.
We run a 4-3, and we're just physical. Kind of swarm to the ball and everything, sir.
Well, all the backers, we have a little competition going on. Everybody's trying to get the most tackles, over 90.
Stop them. Let's take another look.
Nicky Peralta, quarterback.
And this is Fernandez, who's a brilliant young running back, and they won this football game. Garfield hard fought, 14-3, and that's what it's all about. The East LA Classic is the classic. Garfield has really stepped up their program.
It has, and this is sort of a selfish wish, but one time I would love to see Lorenzo have a real handful of D1 type players. I'd love to see what he could do with the kind of talent that goes through Crenshaw.
Right. He's brought up this program by his commitment to get these guys to play tough opponents, and that motivation will bring them up, and that's what's been happening. They play Bishop Almont, they play Edison in non-league games, and he's done a tremendous job, and they are getting better, and they did knock off Birmingham a couple years ago, so this team is capable of rising up. They have so much pride at Garfield and Roosevelt, and I think that's an important reason why the city, despite all the troubles it has, is hanging tough with some of these Southern Section teams.
But he deserves a super team. I want to see that in 1 year.
And he is, in my mind, in the best rivalry game west of the Mississippi in Garfield and Roosevelt. Huntington Park, Leroy Wilson's a veteran coach, and he knows what he has there and talks about his key guys.
Well, I have several kids that I think are great. Mark Moreno, he's going to be a offensive lineman. I think he's going to be one of the top 5 in the city linemen. Guaranteed that he's going to be an offensive, defensive player. He has blocking ability, he can get to the ball, he's strength, he's going to be really good for us. Next to him would be Oscar Rocha, he's going to be another offensive, defensive lineman. So 2 of the 5 returning offensive linemen are, I think, of the top 5 or top 10 in the city.
Huntington Park hasn't been around the top in a couple of years. We'll see if he can get back there.
Well, one thing we do know, linemen have been a specialty there. They have brought out some really good linemen for high school. So I am curious to see what else he's got. But I know they can block and tackle.
At Roosevelt, and I know we're not going to talk about the rivalry this time, but at Roosevelt they know what they have. And Javier said loves his signal caller.
It starts with our quarterback. We have a returning quarterback, and my experience has been whenever you have a returning quarterback coming back, and that your year's gonna go well. We have Anthony Flores, number 1. He's gonna be a senior. Started for us last year. He's a dual threat quarterback. We're gonna be running, it's a little bit of option, and he's got improved a lot in his passing this summer. So we're looking forward to him.
Over there on the
All right,
right.
more highlights from that classic game. All right, I can put you on the spot. Either one of you guys, who's going to win the classic this year? I mean, instead of winning the league title and the city championship, who wins the East LA Classic?
I don't know. They seem to alternate. Maybe it's Roosevelt's turn this year.
Flores really can run the option. They're trying to make an Oregon-like offense at Roosevelt, and if you have a quarterback who can execute the run and the pass, it really makes them very effective. However, I just think that Garfield has got that mentality. If you listen to the players, they're not just thinking about the Roosevelt game. They're thinking about city. They're thinking about beating these top teams, and that's a great attitude to have. They've really done a terrific job of raising expectations at Garfield, and that's how you build up a program.
But that rivalry game, that atmosphere, 25 to 30,000 every year at East LA is just sensational. All right, let's talk about Southeast, where they have a sensational football player, a running back by the name of Robert Lewis, and Derwin Henderson, his head coach, is fond of this young man.
I agree. He's the most explosive player, very dynamic player, just a great kid. I've told Robert that he will be the city player of the year this year. I mean, with the way that our offense is set up, he's going to get the ball, and he's going to have a chance to display all the talent that he has. I know right now there's some publications that have him ranked as the 3rd best running back in the West Coast, and some have him even higher than that. So we're really going to use Robert's ability this year.
With Robert Lewis on their side, can Southeast win the league?
Yeah, they are a contender, and Henderson is known for his offense. He coached at Taft. And Robert Lewis is clearly an explosive player who turns punts and kickoffs.
What do you have, 8 touchdowns in a summer league game?
I don't know, but the one thing I don't like, is they chose to play in Division II this year instead of Division I. I think when you have a player like Lewis, you should be willing to go up to Division I. So that's my only complaint. Yes, they're going to challenge Garfield for the league title, but they should be playing in Division I.
I haven't had the good fortune to see this young man play, but everything I've heard about him suggests that he's a real special talent.
That's Robert Lewis. Let's talk about the next